you cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the 3B Video Deep Cut Podcast.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Aw, yeah. Now it's time, once again, for another Deep Cut Podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and...
Big Evil in the back room.
Dun 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 dun. Blah, 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 blah. We are...
You can't see us.
No, you can't see us. No sight gags today, ladies and gentlemen. We are sans Tech Man today. So, we have abandoned ship. We have abandoned all formats. Today's podcast is just going to be shooting the shit with the fellas.
Yeah, we're putting this all on Remix because as we are recording right now, we should be already in mere moments ready to go live with our second Elm Street movie of December. But for whatever reason, our tech man has been shut down and he is MIA. So we decided, well, we can't go live because we don't know how to do shit on the interwebs.
That's right.
Without a kid with us that knows this shit, so we're like, fuck it. I guess we're just gonna go with an audio and record some shit. We have no format, no plan. We could talk Elm Street, but we said, fuck it. We're just gonna riff this thing and just let it go.
We're just
let it ride. Record it live.
Just gonna have some fun tonight. Well, I don't know how lithium batteries react to the cold, but it is cold. We did get our first snow today, so by the time this podcast comes out, it'll probably be summer. Who knows? But either way. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Remix powered down. Maybe he had to order some new batteries, whatever it may be. We are here. Evil's in the back room. I'm in the front room. And, practicing proper social distance. I don't ever let him in the front room anyway, because I don't like working with
you
him.
have. And business was a booming, I think, as I recall when you did. I sold rentals to all kinds of slasher icons.
This is true. So, I suppose since we're just riffing, I don't really know which direction to take this in.
I got something for you.
What do you got?
This was a debate that I recently got to listen in on that was going on one of the other podcasts I listen to while I'm at my work. Because working overnights during this holiday season, I'm banging through 8 to 10 hours of podcasts 5 nights a week. So I've got a lot of shit to burn through. And one of them was burning through is the New Days podcast. And they absolutely took off with their discussion on the very simple thing of toilet paper usage. First off, are you an under or over when you hang the toilet paper on the little spinner rack?
Well, it hangs over.
Hangs over? Any particular reason you just like it that way?
I'm super white trash because we lost our little toilet paper holder middle piece, so the toilet paper usually just sits on the sink. And now you know, and knowing's half the battle.
How long has that been a thing? Because I could have swore that was not a thing when I was there last. So is that a recent
Oh,
thing?
Yeah. I'm sure it's probably been over the past couple of months. I'm sure my son took it and turned it into a nunchuck or fucking something. Who knows where it is, or a fist pack for beating up bullies. You never know. But yeah, we're an over. They hang over most of the time.
I agree because unders is frustrating. And then, we are both officially, because of 2020, are the best decision we made in life, perhaps, as we both transferred, becoming full-on bidet guys.
Oh, absolutely.
So toilet paper is really kind of a thing more of the past than it is of the present. But when toilet paper was absolutely present, what is your how they described as wiping technique? Are you a folder or a baller? You just crumple that shit up and go to town, or you wipe fold over, wipe, fold over.
Who has the patience for that? No, I'm a caveman. It's a big ball of fucking toilet paper. I don't understand. I did have a cousin who would like wrap it around his hand multiple times. I remember being like a little kid and like us going to the bathroom together, and his hand would look like a fucking mummy's hand. I'm like, that's an aggressive amount of toilet paper.
All right, so you're a crumpler.
Yeah, what are you?
Kingston would say you're a waster. You're a wasting toilet paper. Also, I know that you're like in our house, it's a wet wipes house as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when pre-bidet days, when it was just strictly the wiping, would it be wet wipes then toilet paper, or toilet paper then wet wipes?
I don't know that I ever combined the two. Like it would be just wet wipes, or it would be just toilet paper. Like, I don't think that I ever like mix and matched. I guess this is an odd conversation.
You didn't treat it like a chemical spill or something. You're like, well, you got to use wet first to clean the area out, and then things are damp and moist, so you want to dry things off, so get a good dry wipe in there, so it's dry and clean.
You see, that's the bidet method, because you're blasting all that, so you get it all wet, and then you hit it with the dryer, because ours has a dryer. But then I always do like the obligatory like get what's left of dampness wipe, like whoop, and take care of anything, so that way you don't have you don't get monkey butt, or you don't or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah, you got the Rolls Royce of bidets. I got the slightly like above like a average like a station wagon version of a bidet. Like I don't have temperature control. It's just cold, which when the wife tried it, she did not appreciate the cold water. I welcome that blast of cold water. It feels wonderful. It hits right on the spot. That's definitely something I can say is, man, it is a sniper accurate bidet. And I got asked too right off the bat when I picked one up. They're like, well, how do you dry? I was like, man, I ain't in no rush. You at a certain age, you cannot rush going to the bathroom anymore, so I will just sit there and fuck around on my phone until I feel things are conservatively dry. Let
me interject for the people who are new to our podcast, because at this point, what do we have, 9-10 episodes? People are getting to know us. People are starting to figure out who we are. We both have 2 children apiece who are literally the exact same age.
Yeah.
And so and wives. So sometimes the only solitude, the only Jesus Christ, let me think, get the fuck away from me for a minute, we have is the bathroom. So that's how I know I'm becoming an older man, when I'm like, 15 minutes in the bathroom.
I've never looked at it as that method of escape, but I have had, I won't go into detail, but I also have had some knowledge and experience of what happens when you rush things in that bathroom, when you try to make things happen quicker than they would naturally occur, and some of those side effects. So I do not rush anything anymore when I go in there. I will be going in there. I'm going to go in with plenty of time before and plenty of time post. So I do not go in with anything on the agenda after, like, in the immediate time frame. It's like, I will be in there. I will do not know how long I will be in there, and leave me alone while I'm in there. When I'm done, I will be done. My legs might be numb, but I will be done.
Right. I always have red marks on my thighs from resting my forearms on my thighs.
I'm pretty sure the cheeks are probably looking the same way, too. You probably got a red ring around the cheeks.
You see, you never know what you're going to get with the Deep Cut podcast, which, sidebar, I was talking to VHS Mikey today. I had posted our brand new episode of the Deep Cut podcast. I posted it in a couple Facebook groups, and somebody commented, "That knife in your logo makes it look like your podcast is the Deep Clit podcast." And he was like trying to throw a jab at us, and I was like, "Yeah, we've made that joke before." Like, we're totally fine with that. We are the Deep Clit podcast. And then Mikey was like, "I'll remove the knife if you want." I was like, "No, not a chance. The knife is here to stay." Are you pulling up the logo?
I'm pulling up the logo now because I've never. I mean, I don't see it, but again, maybe I don't have that depraved enough of a mind. I think mine is pretty rough, but I guess it's not that rough.
It's just the internet, dude. The other day, what was it you were telling me? What was the term? What kind of vampire? Psychic vampire. The other day, I was just kind of scrolling through the FaceSpace app, and it was like every post, someone would post some fucking amazing makeup that they had sculpted, molded, painted, and applied to an actor. And the first comment would be like, "Fucking lame, looks like shit, kill yourself." You know what I mean? Like, and it pissed me off. And then it was like another post. Oh, someone drew this amazing artwork, and someone's like, "Looks good except for the eyes," or, like, "Piece of shit, kill yourself." All this hate. And my wife was like, maybe just step away from social media for a minute, because it seems like everything you look at, there's just nonstop hate. And I guess I hadn't really put two and two together with Facebook because I use it so much, but like Instagram, I never see anyone shit on anybody. Instagram is always so nice, but I had like a 2-3 day window where I had this vampire effect, and then it wasn't until I was explaining it to you where you kind of put it in perspective for me, and I was like, that makes so much sense, because anybody who knows you and I knows that we put up with a tremendous amount of bullshit on a daily basis, whether that be the regular job, whether that be whatever opposition that is in the way. But you and I are very childlike in our approach to life. We try to live like kids, and there are people who see that behavior or that attitude, and they just want to absorb some of it, suck a little bit of it out of you, and
Yep.
It can leave you beaten down. And I had a rough couple of days, and I was really looking forward to doing this live stream.
We'll do it live.
But I don't know how to push the button. Help.
Yeah, that was my suggestion. It's like, well, we can try to do it ourselves, and if we can't get the thing off the ground, it's like, well, at least we gave it a whirl. And we gave it a whirl. We were just staring at each other virtually on this thing, going, I don't think we'll be able to do it. I was like, well, let's do what we do best, is turn chicken shit into chicken salad. And I already got all this stuff set up. I was like, well, let's go ahead and just do a podcast.
Fuck it.
We've gone a few Saturdays, actually a good amount of Saturdays, because my holiday shift hours at my everyday average Joe job has just been butchering.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do hardly anything for another 2 weeks as of this recording. 2 more weeks of shit scheduling, and then once the new year hits, I should be kind of back to normal, and I can be able to do things how I was doing. But my schedule is really monkey wrenched a lot of my regular flow of doing things.
And I think that's another really big part of what ends up beating me down is not knowing when it's safe to talk to you or whatever, So I tend to leave you be because I don't want to disrupt your daily routine. And it's really weird, It's like we've gone since 2014. We've been talking every single day. We don't miss a day. We don't, and then over it just seems like this year, this holiday season, just it hit the brakes on our casual daily conversation. And last night we were just kind of shooting the shit, and today we were kind of just shooting the shit, and it felt like it was getting back to normal. But I was like, this fucking holiday shit, man. I'm not a Christmas
Prepare
guy.
for an absolute 5-day stretch coming up where it's going to be back to like, psh, and never, even though it's out there for the masses, never worry about any time that you're going to be trying to message or hit me up for something, because the wife is always awake for emergency calls, so my shit's always turned off if I'm sleeping. So if I wake up and there's 17 text messages, Snapchats, whatever it is, I was like, cool, I'll read all of these while I'm sitting in the lobby area before I clock in for work. I was like, cool. So,
it's never an emergency from me. It's hey.
If it's an emergency from you, yeah, it'll find its way somehow to What's Up, Pam.
Right.
She will come and relay the message to me, and I will call out to work. I'm really trying my best not to call out for 2 more weeks, because we have like a contest going like every week, like trying to incentivize us to not skip a day. Like, so if I make it the whole like 6 weeks period without any like call-ins or missed times or whatever, you can win me another 40-inch TV. And it's like,
boom.
Yeah, might give that a whirl.
Yeah. I try not to, like I was saying, I try not to bother you, but if you do end up waking up and there's a plethora of messages from me, it's usually like, hey man, you see that Evil Dead trailer? Hey man, look at this weird ass trailer. What was that movie trailer I fucking sent you yesterday? And I was like, it's like something Gore Man.
Yeah.
Dude.
Gosh, what the hell was
that
it?
movie?
It's something that's coming to Shudder.
Dude, it looks fucking amazing. That's the kind of stuff that we need this year. I don't want anything too serious. I don't want anything that fucking makes me sad or depressed. I want that popcorn horror, goofy kid adventure. We're due for more Monster Squad business.
Oh, absolutely. And I saw one of the trailer comments for that was like, it's My Pet Monster come to cinema life. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Nice.
And as you can tell, being on the shift I'm on, I have I'm telling you, there's no issue with ever messaging me in the middle of the day with whatever, because it ain't sure as shit ain't stopping me from 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm gonna snap Roger, just like, what's up, fucker? I'm awake, no one else is.
Hey man, I was almost up at 3 o'clock last night. It was close to 3. 2 something, and then I was like, all right, I'm calling it.
Sleeping is definitely an issue. The older I'm getting, I used to not understand why some people, older people, would go to bed at a decent-ish hour, 10 to midnight, somewhere in there, but still are up at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, why? If you ain't got nothing to do, why? They're just up for no reason. It's up. Why? Why you like that? And here I am, literally late 30s, like it's my fucking day off, up super early in the morning, just sitting on the couch being like, why the hell am I here? Am I here because I questioned why people are here at this hour? Why am I doing this?
Again, that's another one of those, the older you get, the more you appreciate downtime, at least for me. So I can stay up until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, crash out, 7:30 hits, my eyes are open, I crack a can of Monster, and I'm like, hey man, let's, whether I want to watch some Film Riot episodes or I want to watch a doc, I don't have to worry about my kids sauntering down until 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I've got like a 2-hour window that's just mine. And again, especially with the pandemic and being fucking Jack Torrance with my family, every minute where I can just be like, hey, I need a little bit of me minutes, they are awesome.
Dried fruit, canned apricots, canned apples, everything you could want, and never have the same meal twice.
I wish. So, I haven't mentioned this in these podcasts yet. So, I mean, I suppose I can kind of bring it up, but I don't know how to go about it. I guess in June we're shooting something that's pretty big. If I can push it to feature length, I will. If I can't, it'll be a short film. But
make it feature length. Just make the credits really fucking slow.
Real slow.
Burn out 15 minutes of time through credits.
Well, I
Make
thought about
up jobs and fake people that did those jobs.
Because I want to put, bloopers and stuff at the end, because there's bound to be plenty of bloopers. But for the people who have discovered this podcast and then since discovered our YouTube channel, which I don't know the podcast world, so I assume there are people like you and me who just look up movie podcasts and then just give them a go. And if there are new people here who have slowly trickled over to our YouTube, we did a Halloween special in October, obviously, and it was like the biggest project we've done to date, and it made me realize that with the talent that we have, and I use the word talent, in quotations.
I'm definitely the air quote talent guy.
Right. Sight gagging.
That should be a T-shirt I have made for myself. Is the talent, and that's in air quotes on the shirt. Right.
But with our drive, I suppose, and we're not getting any younger. Like Evil said moments ago, we're in our mid-30s, and I had this weird epiphany in October, because October was kind of a rough month. Normally I'm excited for October, but I was really ready for it to get over. That we spend a lot of time talking about other people's accomplishments, which there's nothing wrong with that, but we're not critics in the broad sense of the term. We don't have any accolades to tell you what's a good movie and what's a bad movie, or all of that film school jargon. But I just had this weird moment of clarity where I went, I'd kind of like to contribute something to the horror genre. And if I'm going to do that, I want to do that with my best friends. And I want to just test our mettle. So this June, we're shooting something. And once it gets closer, we'll drop some more videos about it, or we'll do a full live stream or a full podcast about it. But I just wanted to say, if you want to support that in any way, shape, or form, you can hop on over to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/3B. And for as little as $1 a month, you can support the creation of a film this summer. I'm done.
Well, that's on top of all the other normal shit you get by joining even just the dollar tiers, is the early access to these podcasts, and whenever I don't even know when they post, because I left Remix in charge of that too, of whenever he posts my my Kayfabe for Real solo podcast, which I'm bound and determined to get more people on that with me, besides just What's Up Pam, besides just dragging her down and making her talk wrestling for X amount of time. But yeah, and also, I mean, like every other podcast says it, wherever you're listening, wherever you get through this podcast, whether it's through whatever setup you got, there's some way where you can give us that rating, a 5-star rating, like a 5-star Frog Splash. Do all that stuff too. I know every podcast tells you to do that, and most people don't do it. I'm definitely guilty of not doing it on a lot of the podcasts I listen to, but man, I cannot lie either, and also say, if you do give those 5-star ratings, if you are a Patreon for something, if you are one of those things for us, it does genuinely inside feel good to be part of that.
Absolutely.
Part of some Patreon for something, or a support beam for something, and all that coin legitimately goes into production stuff. Raj has a list as tall as he is of jobs and things that he has set up to do, and it's like kind of scary. He's telling me all this stuff. I was like, wow, this is super professional. What the hell am I doing with this?
Dude, you know, and I'm sure that there's going to be things that I do not anticipate, but having worked on a few film sets and knowing some filmmakers, I'm doing my research. I'm taking my time. I'm prepping the best that I possibly can. And if you do watch our channel, you see that the way things look have progressed. And I know that we're a fucking broken record when it comes to this, saying like, just go back and look. But just seriously, go back and look. The quality that has changed, the sets that have changed. This is a sight gag. You can't see Evil's set, but you know, I mean,
it's very well lit at the moment.
Right. And you know, we built a video store. We do all of this stuff just for the sake of doing it and having this setting for our YouTube channel. So I'm taking all of those exact same principles, but I'm magnifying them by 100 when it comes to making this film. And it's going to be very fun and silly. It's going to be a lot like what we do on the YouTube channel, but in a much larger scale. So if you like our sense of humor, our brand of comedy, if you will.
Brand.
Right. I don't know what else you want to call it, but if you're digging who we are and how we get down, you should have a fun time with what we're going to try to create, because it's going to be like the Halloween special, but bigger. And that's how I'm approaching it, with the way that I've kind of structured all the scenes and whatnot, so we won't feel super overwhelmed. But enough of that. I promise you, I'm working my ass off so that in 6 months we're ready.
He's no lying. He is no lying. He is still writing a lot of what this feature will be. He is, for insane reasons, insistent on making my roles bigger and more sympathetic, which I'm like, I don't know how you're going to pull that off. I don't even like looking or talking to me, so I don't know how you're going to convince anyone else to do that. But he's working on it. I'm doing my best to push for, as far as wardrobe goes. I have some of my film wardrobe set. I'm kind of pushing towards that. Maybe where some of like slightly squandered patron money goes, is some of that wardrobe is I need some pants to wear, and I'm really pushing Raj to like, how about I rock some Zubaz?
Totally. You can totally do it. I have no problem. Get them. Get the red and black ones to match the shirt. So you're all decked out. It's not squandered because it's
of red and black Zubaz pants. They're for work. Trust me.
You see, it's not squandered because it's part of the production. So I mean, if you were like, I just want to buy, you know, a fucking case of bottle rockets, I'd be like, unless you're gonna shoot them off in the movie. But I
would like to see you try to talk me out of buying a gross of bottle rockets. If I was just like, dude, I need a gross of bottle rockets right now, and I don't have any cash. Can I use the patron money to buy one gross of bottle rockets?
No questions asked.
I would genuinely be like, you're a piece of shit. Why the fuck can't I buy this?
You ain't gonna let me have no motherfucking bottle rockets. It's imperative.
What fucking gross of bottle rockets, man? How often am I asking you for this ever? Probably never again.
Dad, let me have the bottle rockets. Oh, man.
I should never need bottle rockets, though, because I do have a bag that's probably 20-plus years old of varying years of 4th of July bottle rockets.
Dude, yeah, I have so many bottle rockets. They're in our junk drawer under our microwave. They've migrated.
You keep explosives under the microwave.
Yeah, why not, right? You know, it's like, here's all the pennies. There's a couple of wrenches. There's some screwdrivers, a deck of playing cards, and 4,000 bottle rockets.
And that's right above the cabinet where you have all the ramen noodles next to the box of rat poison.
Right, yes.
Like, what does that say? I don't even know.
I'm an ill-prepared, terrible person. But,
that's going in the movie. That should somehow go in the movie as we keep a lot of fireworks underneath, like, things that could explode. And they're like, why? What's the problem? They're not connected. It's not going to be a problem.
right.
It's only a problem because you're making it a problem.
So, since this is normally normally we stick to the script and we have an agenda, a movie that we discuss. Let me just ask you, what did you watch this week? Did you watch anything fun this week? I mean, even if it's rewatches, what have you been wetting your whistle with?
Well, we did the Christmas Joe Bob bits last night.
Mm-hmm.
I had not seen either one of them movies beginning to end before. That Dial M for Santa was pretty goofy for being a subtitled movie. Normally,
Dial Code Santa Claus or whatever?
Yeah, Dial M for Santa Claus, Dial Code Santa Claus. It's got like fucking a million different names.
Dial M for Murder. That's a Hitchcock movie.
Yeah, Dial M for Murder. I think there is like 4 or 5 different ways to call it. But that was a lot of silly fun. Christmas Evil was fucking strange. That ended very okay.
It's a downer, dude. That movie is different. It ain't Gremlins, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got done with that. It's like 1:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Whoa, that was different."
Yeah,
Did not
gets real heavy,
that.
real quick.
I'm always kind of weird on Christmas horror movies. Anyway, I don't know what it is.
Right.
They're a hard sell for me anyway. But
Well, I don't like Christmas, and Christmas horror movies have to be filled with Christmas. So I have to listen to shitty Christmas music. Dial Code Santa Claus or whatever the fuck was the only exception because it had that one wussy Christmas song. But other than that, the score to that movie was fire. That movie is just bonkers, man.
yeah, I definitely agree. It'll end up in the collection at some point for sure. For both of us.
Right? It's like a $40 Blu-ray.
That's like a 4K release. Like there is a DVD of it, but I think it might be a Region 2 disc.
Boo.
It has that like one of those. It had one of them like blue or red sticker looking things
Yeah,
in the
that's like
corner,
Australia.
and then immediately I'm like, nah, I'm not buying that. I'll stick to the other one.
Right.
Which, sidebar to all that, I almost was able to get a copy of Ticks on DVD today. Like
What?
There was a vintage stock a few towns away that had a DVD of it for sale for like $15. But like, you wanted the Blu-ray, right? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I can't get the DVD because A, I'm not sure of the condition used, and B, I don't have $15. And Raj told me I couldn't buy a bottle rockets. So I couldn't probably get a DVD, but mainly
let
because
me
I
tell
couldn't
ya.
see it.
Tix is the exception because that is a tough motherfucker to find. I just
Yeah.
Well, at the time that this video comes out, at the time this podcast comes out, I will have done my top 5 horror films from 1994, and Tix is on that motherfucking list. Or was it 93?
Yeah.
Tix is
I think it
93.
was 93.
There you go.
Because I was watching 93 and I was fucked up because I was thinking, where's Man's Best Friend? But I'm thinking that's a 94 movie.
Did it make the cut? You'll have to go to the YouTube and find out. Yeah. So what else did you watch other than the Joe Bob flicks here recently?
I'm trying to go back through in my head. I know just today because the fucking news broke yesterday. I got home from work 5 o'clock in the morning, and there it is that Tiny Zeus Lister had died.
Right.
At 62. So I got home today and I was like, well, I got a handful of flixies in and wrestling. the wife's up. I guess we're gonna watch Friday. So we watched Friday today, actually, and got to see Debo in action, which I like. That I saw some like YouTube clips earlier of like people talking about him, and apparently he would, for kicks, go into that character, like meeting people. He's like, give me your chain.
Yeah.
And taking people's necklaces and shit during photos.
Well, dude, if anyone could pull it off, it's him. You know, he was intimidating, and will continue to be. He's a terrifying dude, and he's massive. Yeah, like, doesn't seem to age either. Like, he looks the same that he's always looked. So
yeah, just if he had the Z on the side of his head or not, and like, oh, he's no holds barred Zeus, or
got
now he's
flannel on.
Debo Zeus, or he's Debo in Gotham City saving a boat of people in Gotham City in the Dark Knight.
Right. He will be missed because he was a super talented dude. All hail Wishmaster 2, even though Wishmaster 1 is better, but you know.
He almost fucking main evented WrestleMania 6. It was almost him and Hulk Hogan in the main event instead of him, Hogan and Warrior. That almost happened.
Man, that would have been wild, dude.
That would have been a train wreck.
You think so?
Oh my gosh, yes. I have no issue saying he's a fantastic, from what I could tell, person, meeting people. Very good actor. I like his work. But he was a pretty rough in-ring wrestler. And I know probably 90% of that roster would have flipped their shit and been furious because they really kind of, in a way, they don't look highly on outsiders coming in, taking big spots. And like that whole roster have been like, so this fucking guy that made a movie gonna come in here, main event our fucking WrestleMania 6, and work against the Hulk, and I gotta sit to work against Coco Beware in the opening contest.
Yeah, that wouldn't sit well. I see what you're saying. Man, I'm trying to think of anything that I watched. One thing that I watched, which I did reach out to one of our patrons and a friend of the show, Mr. Snarls Barkley. I was in a weird mood earlier this week, so I threw on the remake of We Are What We Are with Michael Parks and Guy Pearce, and I love that movie.
Yeah.
God damn, I love that movie, and I
have not gotten to see that one yet.
Whoa, dude, it's on Shudder or Amazon Prime right now. Do yourself a favor. Cassie DePavia from Evil Dead 2, Bobby Joe. She plays the mom in that movie, and it's different. It's a slow burn, but it's not a fucking Midsummer or a Hereditary slow burn. It's not a 3-hour slow burn. It's an hour-and-a-half movie that takes, hits the 45-minute mark and then doesn't slow down. It's real good, and I love the music to it. So I get in these weird moods where I watch like a shitload of Film Riot or Indie Mogul or Frugal Filmmaker, and then I'll watch like a really, really well-made movie, and then I'll watch a movie that was made for like $2,000. And so that's kind of what I've been doing all week, is I'll go from like
see where money can be shaved where it needs to, and where it's like, well, you didn't need to spend that much for that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of innovative stuff, man. Because I always go back to the original Evil Dead, which I've probably watched 3 times this week. That's always my go-to. I don't think there's anybody, for my money, more creative than Sam Raimi. And especially with the first Evil Dead movie. So I always throw that movie on when I'm like, am I in over my head? Because this is the type of shit you deal with when you're... I set a date and said, we are making a movie on this date. And so, parts of me are super confident, like, yes. And then other parts of me are like, dude, this is big. So when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll watch Evil Dead.
Just dip a little bit of that Larry Cohen vibe in. I feel like you could totally be a very Larry Cohen guy, being like, do you have a permit to film? We're like, no, we don't have a permit to fucking film here. Just fucking do it really quick and let's get out of here.
No.
You mean shoot automatic weapons off the top of up of the Empire State Building? Why the hell not?
Cue the winged serpent reference. Deep cut, motherfucker.
I need to own that movie. That's like a $10 Blu-ray. I need to get off my ass and finally pick that up. Maybe this Christmas season I'll finally get that one in my collection. I love the Joe Bob Last Drive-In episode on that. I watched that several times.
Dude, that's a movie that does not get the recognition it deserves at all.
I had never seen it. Never seen it until it got to Shudder and on the Last Drive-In. I'd known of it, but I'd never gotten to actually see it.
Speaking of Shudder, Shudder. They're not our sponsors. We've never won a bolo tie, yada yada. But have you watched the new documentary that's on there about Al Adamson?
I have not. Like, literally only docs that are new on there I've done yet is the new season 2 of History of Horror. I dipped into that a little bit, but I'll definitely look at in any docs on Shudder. They'd always fucking kill it.
When you get done here, I'm dead serious. If nothing is happening on your TV, put that documentary on for you and What's Up Pam. Because are you familiar with Al Adamson at all? Do you know who he is?
I do not.
That's even better. Because I didn't either. I am not ashamed to admit he's a schlock film director who's worked with Cohen, worked with Graydon Clark, done all these weird, biker gang movies, blaxploitation movies, horror movies in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, right? And I'm not going to ruin this documentary for you, but let me tell you this. It starts, and it's a documentary about this guy and how he could make $1 out of 15 cents type of deal. Then at the midpoint in this documentary, it becomes a Forensic Files episode. Because this guy disappeared under mysterious circumstances. And so then it's all, dude, it's the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, it's the type of thing you would watch and you would think that it's a movie. You would be like, there's no way this is real life.
This isn't real life.
Right. But and it will fucking knock you for a loop. And if nothing else, you and What's Up Pam will be sitting there with a piece of paper writing down titles of movies that this guy made that we just have to buy, that we just have to see. Because they're fucking bonkers.
What's it called again?
It's an Al Adamson documentary, and I forget what it's called. But if you just go to documentaries or new films, I'll take a picture of it when we get done, and I'll send it to you through Snapchat. But it's Al Adamson is the guy, and
I will look that up. That does sound intriguing, and that swerve, bro, that swerve in there will I'm sure get What's Up Pam.
Plus, since they're showing footage from all the movies this guy worked on, they highlight the 3 Bs properly. They'd be like, he couldn't make a movie and sell it if it didn't have blood, and then they would show like a shot of someone getting eviscerated, boobs, and then there's a bunch of tits, and then or a beast, and then there's some fucking stupid monster. Like, dude, it's everything that we stand for. Like, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
So what you're saying is once we get close to done filming and wrapping up on this project in June, one of us needs to go missing in order to help sell the picture.
Oh my god.
One of the 3 of us turns up missing. Don't worry, it's just a publicity stunt.
Right. The one thing that you always ask me when we see a new movie, and we're always like, it's hard to gauge how much I like it or whatever, and you always pose the question, would you watch it again in the immediate future, like within a week?
Yeah, with that week,
and that's how you
time
gauge.
Frame.
Right, and that's how you kind of gauge the likability. I watched this documentary. The very next day, I watched it again. on my own. Then 2 days after that, I made my wife watch it. So I watched it fucking 3 times over 4 days. I love it.
Yeah, I discovered that was my method of measurement after Baby Driver came out. Is I blind bought Baby Driver, and it's, gosh, I'm even trying to think. It may be the last new movie that I bought blind, not knowing anything about it. And within the week, probably within 3 days, I was watching it again, because most new stuff, like, even if I really dig it, like it'll take a while for me to be like, I'm ready to do it again. But like Baby Driver, for whatever reason, I was like, I'm ready to do that again right now.
Yes. You let me borrow it, and then it sat and sat and sat for a while. And then when I finally pulled the trigger and was like, I'm going to watch this, because I had an evening where I kind of needed to be out of everybody's hair. So I threw it on, and it got over, and I was immediately like, babe, we got to watch this. And if we would have had more time in the evening, we would have watched it again that night. But we turned around and watched it the next morning. So it's one that I have to own now. I feel bad that I don't own it.
You can't own them all. You got to know. If you owned everything and knew about everything, and then what the hell would I be able to introduce you to, for God's sakes? You still got Freaked. I think Freaked is still out.
Yep.
On loan
and
to
Hobbs
you.
and Shaw.
I don't know if Freaked will have the same effect Baby Driver did, but it'll definitely be like, okay.
I think I'm going to watch Hobbs and Shaw tonight, because we're going to end this, and so I'm going to have the rest of the evening, and I need to just have some fun. But
that's a midsummer length movie, but it definitely, like, I don't have to think about any of the shit going on here at all. Like, yep, let it go. Let the blood flow.
Absolutely. As far as other things that I watched this week, I'm trying to think.
I was gonna say, what'd you think, since talking Evil Dead, and I just posted it in the Discord yesterday or today, the minute trailer dropped for that new Evil Dead game that's going to come out on all the consoles, including Xbox. And I was like, oh man, I hope this is like something that we could play like we did Friday the 13th. And then I saw, like, there's a quick few second clip of, like, you have Ash, you have Dana from the show, you have Arthur the Knight from Army of Darkness, and then I can't think of it, the dude's name from the first one that's in there.
Fucking all I want to say is party down. But yeah.
You're what you would think was the lead from the first movie that just gets fucking clawed up and left on the couch. So there's at least 4 players. So it's like, yes, I want this to be the next game. And it looks so good.
It does look fun. And
like, the quality of it looks fantastic. And yeah, you're just blowing the shit out of zombie deadites' heads. And it looks very Evil Dead-like, and it sounds good. The quality of the picture looks good. Like, everything about it looks like, yes, this will be the next game that we're gonna absolutely, like, the wives are gonna be just tired of hearing the theme song to it start up on the console.
Right.
Like, I get ridiculed by the wife and a friend of hers that, yeah, we had to listen to that Friday the 13th game every Tuesday for like 2 years straight. And now
Deal
it's
with
been a long gap. There's not been anything. So I was like, oh shit. I feel, and I'm hoping that Evil Dead is what's going to fill that void next, because, man, did that come out of nowhere.
Right. Well, in Gun Media, did you watch Slash and Cast's new video where Gun Media said that they have the rights?
They're working on something, and he thinks they saw Kane Hodder in mocap suit. So, and I was kind of like screaming at the TV going, it should be Hatchet. Hatchet would be fucking perfect. Hatchet would be perfect. And he kind of was like, I don't know if Hatchet get it. I'm like, no, Hatchet would be perfect.
Right. Well, they let Adam Green... They let Adam Green work on the Jarvis tapes for the Friday the 13th game, so they have a working relationship with Adam Green. That is it's there. And I don't think
Yeah.
that Wes Keltner can hate Adam Green. I don't think you can't hate Adam Green.
Nobody can hate Adam Green.
Right? So, here's the deal. If it's a Victor Crowley game,
Yes.
that's the fucking coolest thing ever. If it's not a Victor Crowley game, and let's say my theory, which I actually messaged Riley about, and I said, what if that isn't Kane Hodder? What if that's George P. Wilbur? And he was like, wow, I don't know about that. And I was like, well, George is thick, just like Kane. They kind of have the same shoulders, and that picture is so blurry. What if they do have the rights to Halloween, and we get a asymmetrical horror Halloween game as opposed to the bullshit gameplay that is Dead by Daylight? Which I'm not a gamer, so don't anybody come flooding and attacking me. But you know, we've had this conversation many a time. Evil's more of a gamer than I am. I'm a horror fan. I'm a franchise fan. So if something that I love gets a game, I'm going to do that. I'm going to play that because of my allegiance and my love for the franchise, not necessarily because I know how to game. In fact, I'm fucking horrible at video games, but doesn't stop me from having fun with my crew.
I play a decent amount, but I'm super casual. Like, I don't feel I'm too far ahead of you on that necessarily. I didn't mind Dead by Daylight. It was good for a while, but I have a hard time in the mode getting back into it. I still wish they'd put a Candyman level in one of those maps. I think Candyman in set it in Cabrini Green, with the generators and all that shit. It would be fucking perfect. But they're on kind of a kick of doing original characters that I'm not interested in. And I also saw that fucking Leatherface was in one of the Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
This past Halloween. I was like, and I was intrigued, but I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. They put Michael Myers in one of the Call of Duty games too, but I never played it.
They did?
Yeah, he's in Ghosts or something. So you can play a serial killer mode where you're running around with guns and someone is Michael Myers. So first person duking it out with Michael Myers, but
that's the other thing. I'd like to be the killer more, but I don't like first person perspective on that game. I lose people super easily. I like third person view best, which is why I like playing Gears of War all the time.
Right.
I love playing Gears because I get that third person point of view, and I'm fucking killing monsters with a chainsaw bayonet.
Right. Well, and when it's third person, I feel like, there's a sense of direction because you have you in the middle of the screen and you have everything in front of you. It doesn't feel it's not so jarring to turn left, turn right. You know what I mean?
I have less blind spots.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I'm driving a car without any mirrors and I can't turn around in a first-person perspective on a lot of games. Some of them, it works on some, like Rainbow Six. I'm fine with it there, but
right.
I like my Gears because it's third. I like Friday because it's third. I like this Evil Dead because it's going to be third person, and whatever Gun puts out, I'm hoping it's a Victor Crowley game, and I hope that shit is in third person.
Oh my god!
Because I think that is the recipe for everything they could do is right there. You don't even have to transfer a whole lot different over. Like you bring over a set of people in the swamp. You just have this setup where the tour comes in, breaks down. You have Victor come kill one of them. You have all these people scatter, and you have so many ways you could escape, and maybe one way to kill them. Like you could try to find a way to repair a different boat, or
repair the scare boat
at some point. Yeah, you repair the scare boat, or even same setup. You could call the police and reach an exit point at some.
Yeah, because here's the thing. That Friday the 13th game got a lot of criticism by fucking hardcore gamer type people, right? But like you said, you and I, we're suckers for the details. We're suckers for the franchise. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The only reason Friday the 13th, the game, died is because of the lawsuit. That gameplay is tried and true. That formula is fucking perfect. That is the type of fun we like to have in a horror game. X amount of people versus a monster. Figure it out or get fucked. Like, you know what I mean? You either get out or you die. That's on you.
Give me a method to fight, but not like barely a self-defense fight. I don't want a fair fight. I want to be able to do just enough. And that's probably like that's the biggest sticking point for you on like Dead by Daylight is there's no way to compete against the killer. It's just escaping, which is fine.
Like that.
I can see like the aspects of that, but I like
I want to be able to
little pepper in, just a little pepper in of that fight back ability.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when I go toe to toe with Jason, I'm not expecting to win. I'm expecting to slow him down long enough so that the, police can be called or the, car can be fixed.
Get up there, Rachel.
You play the sacrificial lamb because if you flirt with disaster long enough, that's, you're done. That's it. And
there's literally a song, "Flirting with Disaster," and it doesn't end
right.
well.
and that's what's exciting to me about this Evil Dead game, because in that brief snippet where you see all four of them duking it out and it's actual gameplay, if you look, there's deadite blood everywhere. They're fucking smoking these deadites, but they are fucking surrounded, and that's the type of shit where it's like, oh man, like they are handling business, but at some point you got to reload, or at some point you're gonna miss and they're on your ass. You know what I mean? So that's super fun and exciting to me. Like one of the modes on Red Dead Redemption's, like the zombie apocalypse survival mode, is it just was
Nightmare.
Waves of zombies, similar to Gears of War, just waves, and the waves just get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And there's really, in Red Dead Redemption, there's like no way to win. You just go as many waves as you can. But it was so much fun because you would hold them off for as long as you could, but eventually you knew, like, I'm going to be running my ass off. Like, you start out confident and then you start getting scared.
So, of the characters, who do you think you're going to want to play the most of as in Evil Dead when we get it?
Scott from Part 1. That's why I couldn't think of his name. Party Down Scott. Because I feel like everyone's going to fight to be Ash. And I know if I'm playing with you, you're about to be Sir Arthur up in this motherfucker, or King Arthur.
Really? Did I already tell you I wanted to be Sir Arthur? Or did you
I
just
think I
know
heard
that,
you.
like...
I think I heard you telepathy.
Like, I'm calling dibs. Like, I want to be Sir Arthur. I want to be the dude in the knight's outfit.
Just fucking swinging that sword around. Sword boy!
Yeah, I'm just going to be yelling for the torch boy.
Oh, fuck.
What happened to Raj? He fought valiantly, but he fell in battle to Duke Henry's men.
Yeah, god damn it. You see, that's going to be fun. And I encourage everybody...
That's going to be the shorthand reference for any rage quitters. We're like, what happened to so-and-so? He fell at the Duke Henry's men. He rage quit? Yeah.
That's right. Oh, shit. But I encourage everybody to, if you find us on Discord and join our Discord, because then I'm assuming when this game comes out, our gameplay time will kick back into full gear, and I'm sure we'll put videos on YouTube. We won't be doing it as hardcore as Slash and Cast and stuff, but I would, with a new game, of course we're going to bring some gameplay back. And if you're a subscriber or a listener, it would be cool to put a crew together, so keep that in mind.
Definitely.
Find us.
If you need a tester,
and join us.
You need to find it. If you've not watched us game before, go to the YouTube channel. You can see we've got a good, healthy amount of probably a year's worth of weekly Friday the 13th game stream. Several hours probably worth of a gameplay of the three of us. With
got to be
Remix
60
playing,
videos.
So, yeah. So there's plenty of videos of us gaming out there, so you can get a taste of what we're like in the shit.
Yes,
and what we'll be like when we're in the cabin.
In the shit. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, we are at that hour mark. So, this was a fun little impromptu ramble session with us where you heard about our toilet paper habits, our watching habits, and soon to be gaming habits.
Watching
I don't really have
gaming habits.
Do what?
When one of the other questions I remember they had was when making a grilled cheese sandwich, if you include any ingredient other than bread, cheese, and butter, does it become something other than a grilled cheese sandwich?
No, it's still a grilled cheese.
Tomatoes?
Yeah, that's still a grilled cheese sandwich.
How about eggs?
That's an egg sandwich.
Now it's an egg sandwich. It's no longer a grilled cheese sandwich.
Right, because
So
egg
there is
is
something
is a big ingredient.
It's a big ingredient. It's not a...
Well, it's like
a
because if it was roast beef or something, then it becomes a grilled roast beef sandwich or whatever.
So like a protein, any kind of protein.
Right, because if you just put a fucking sliver of onion on there, it's not an onion cheese sandwich. It's a fucking grilled cheese with onion.
What if it's like half of a whole onion, and then some cheese around that on bread?
Whoa,
with it
that's
still
an
be...
onion sandwich with cheese.
So it's the more heavy hitter ingredient and/or the size of other ingredient. Like
Cut the onion.
Parsley would not ever count.
Cut the onion an inch
parsley
thick.
Sandwich.
Yes.
Unless you had parsley like 3 inches thick, then it'd be a parsley sandwich.
Gross. I'm not having that. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to close this out. So, Evil, give the fine folks at home some parting words, and then we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks.
Parting words. Wherever we're at, that's where we'll be.
All right. See you guys in a couple weeks.